rolling?
Rolling.
Okay, so you want to start with basmati rice. You want to zoom in here, see what kind of rice this is? Here, cherry food. You want to have, it doesn't have to be this brand, but it has to be basmati rice. See, basmati. Okay. Now, this is your portion. This is I believe it's a cup. You go 1 for 3 people in a medium-sized pan. See? You measure out. I usually do 1 per person because we like to eat a lot of rice.
It has a lot of leftover rice.
Yeah, but it's good because then you have leftover rice, so it's
Yeah.
okay. So 3 cups for 3 people. And that also gives us the option to make it nice tah dig with it.
Don't mind the dogs.
Don't mind the dog. Okay, so now you have the 3 cups. You want to wash it with cold water. And you want to just kind of stir. So you want to just kind of mush it. You don't want to crunch it like this because you don't want to break the rice grain. Just want to stir it and then rinse. Whoop. Try not to get all the rice out. Go rinse slowly.
My trick is usually to hold my hand.
Yeah, that's a good idea to hold your hand.
So you don't get a slosh of rice.
Yeah. If you go slow, it's pretty good. So remember, cold water. You don't want to do hot. Do cold water and then you go again. You want to keep doing this till this water runs almost clear.
There's always going to be a little bit of fog at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, I think I do like 3-4 times, depending on your rice. Basmati doesn't have a whole lot of starch to begin with, so you're not that bad. See, it's almost clear now. So that was number 4, I think. I'm going to do 1 more time. Just to begin. Okay. Yeah. There we go. See, it's almost clear. Well, I mean, it's not going to be super clear, but that's pretty clear. And then, at this point, you washed it 4 times, you're great. So you fill the water in here. And this is the thing, the way I do it, it doesn't matter how much water you put in it. But you want to go minimum. Do you see my tip of my finger is sitting on top of the rice? And the water comes out to my second band. So you want to do minimum that. My tip of my finger is not touching the bottom of the pan, it's touching the top of the rice. And the water comes up to my second band. Okay? So Lala. And then we have to dry this. And at this point you want to salt your rice. So you want to put a good amount of salt on. You don't want to do too salty, but a little bit saltier than you would normally do because you're going to wash this out and some of the salt is going to get washed out. So, see how much I put on there?
A lot of rice.
Yeah, so this year I went around 2 times.
Yeah.
And when in doubt, what you do is you stir it. Okay? And then you taste it. That wasn't even enough salt. So you want it to actually be a tiny bit salty when you taste it.
It tastes like salt water.
Yes.
It doesn't taste
not
good
super
before
salty.
you cook it.
Yeah, not super salty, but a little saltier than what you would like eat it as. So,
like when you're doing
that's
pasta, if it tastes a little saltier over pasta's water.
little salty is okay.
And don't use sea salt.
No, don't use
That's
sea
a big
salt.
one.
Yeah, sea salt will mess it up.
Just use regular iodine.
And now you put it on high. Okay, now we're gonna say goodbye because this needs to boil for a little while.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so I'll come back. Okay, we're back. The water is boiling, the rice is boiling. We want to make this, stir it gently and turn it down a little if it's boiling too crazy. So stir gently, you don't want to break the rice grain. And don't stir too much. Once every 5 minutes is fine. We're going to let this boil for about 5 minutes. And then we'll test the rice to see if it's ready for the next phase. We'll be back in 5. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to brew saffron while that's getting cooked. This is the wonderful saffron that I have from Iran. My beautiful sister brought it for me.
Hi, Naz.
But thank you, Naz. But not everybody has this, so whatever saffron you have is fine. What you want to do is, I smash it up right in the bag. But what you want to do is you don't want it to have the long petals. You want to make them almost like a powder. And then I eyeball everything, but you just go maybe half a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. You put that in there, in a jar that you have a lid for because we want to brew it. And now, follow me. I have boiled water already in the kettle.
I burned myself on the kettle.
Yeah, don't burn yourself. We have the little half a tablespoon, and then we're gonna pour boiling water halfway in this guy, okay? And then once you do that, I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna put the lid on it. You put the lid, and this needs to sit and brew like a tea for a few minutes. So that's that. Now, come over here. The rice, you take a little bit, you take a grain of rice in your hand. When you squish it, it should break in half. Here, I'm gonna do it one more time. You take a grain, one grain, you smush it between two fingers. If it breaks in half like this is ready. When you get to that point, you take this guy, you put it in a strainer, okay? And you pour cold water on it. You want to wash it really well. You want to stop the cooking at this point. Okay? So you see I put lots of water. This is why we made it a little bit salty to begin with, because we're going to wash out the salt a little bit here. Some of it has gone into the rice, so don't worry, you're not going to wash it all out. Just enough to stop the cooking. So now we get our pot. You don't need to wash this guy. He's fine. And our stove is funny, so we have to clean it before we do anything. You put this in here. You turn it back on high. Oops. High, okay? So this is one trick for this is the Tah Dig part. Everybody always asks me how to make Tah Dig.
Yes.
Here it is. Okay. Very important. If there is a little bit of water in here, your Tah Dig is gonna get messed up. No water. You don't want to. So I'm gonna heat this up pretty well. You wanna come look in the pot? Come look in the pot. Look, there should be no water left in here. All right. Now I get my oil. Not olive oil, regular oil. Or butter. Butter may burn, so be careful. You should usually just oil. And then I pour enough to cover the bottom. See, it's like quite a bit. You want to make a crispy bottom, so you do need to kind of fry it. Don't be afraid of the oil. So you put that in there. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit so I can work with it. You do want the oil to be hot when you put the rice in there, so it makes it crispy. But I do want to put the saffron. So you take the saffron. You need a spoon. Wait. Spoon. Okay. You take a spoon, little spoon. You stir this up, so you want to get the color. Now see how pretty that is? Ooh. Okay.
It's such a pretty
1, 2, 3, 4. You look in there? See? Yum. Now you kind of got to do this sort of quickly. I put this on medium for now, so I can assemble my rice. I go get my rice. Get all the water out as much as you can. And you come over here and you put the rice in this nice hot oil. Okay. I'm going to get it all in there. This is the only oil that I put in the rice. It just goes on the bottom. No other part of it gets oil. And I try to not waste any rice, so I get it as much in there as I can. And you want to bring up the sides a little bit. And look in there. Bring the sides a little bit, so kind of make a little mountain in there. And then I take the saffron again, and then I pour 1 in a circular fashion, 2, 3. So while I was assembling it, the heat was on medium. Okay. And put as much saffron as you like. If you like a lot of it, so I do a good amount. Okay, at this point, very important. You put this lid on it, okay? And you turn this on high for 3 minutes. 3 minutes on high, but you stay here. Don't walk away, because if you walk away, it'll burn.
This has happened to us before.
This happened before. Because you will forget. What you're trying to do is you want the heat to heat up the bottom really well, and you also want the steam to rise to the top, because the steam is what's going to cook the rice. So you want it to have good steam in there. Now we're gonna come back in 2 minutes. Alright, so it's 3 minutes later. Do you see the steam coming out of this? You can come close to this. See the steam risen up? Excellent, you see the steam? There you go. And then now we put this on medium low. A little bit higher, I guess, medium low. 3 minutes on high, and then you turn it down to medium low. You don't touch this lid until it is done. And I'll show you when it's done.
Don't lift it.
Don't touch it. Don't lift it, because once you lift it, the steam goes bye-bye, and your rice won't cook properly, and your tah dig will be soggy. Okay. Oh, and then this is what you can do. See, have you brewed this? I just use a little bit of it. This is good in the fridge for 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. So right away, I stick it in the fridge, and I can keep it, use it for next time. All right, we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Okay, so it's about, I waited a little more than 20 minutes. It was more like a half hour. This is how you come close. This is how you can tell when it's ready. You get your finger wet, put a little spit on it, I know it's gross, but especially in COVID time. And then when you hit the side of the pan, just slowly, do you see how I made the sound? Do you hear it? Okay, it's done. So now we turn it off. And this is the fun part. You want to flip this so you get the tah dig, which is the yum yum part, right? We're making a video for your sister. So you put this upside down, and then, hold on, it's heavy, so don't burn yourself. Oh, I don't know. And then flip it. There we go. And voila. There it is. That's crispy bottom. And it's done. Yay. Okay, so 3 minutes has been done. Retake.